Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream or the live or whatever we want to call it. It is Adam Ratliff, aka Adam So Fun. There's a look. If I stand here, there's light. No, there's not. I'm kind of backlit. Sorry, it is what it is. We're gonna go play on the long arm anyway. But let me move this light. Let's see if this fixes things. I have beautiful, beautiful big windows behind me. Oh, my nose. Oh, that's a little bit better. I have beautiful big windows behind me, and they just are backlighting me. But join me. I'm gonna quilt a quilt today. We're gonna quilt together. Let's see what's going on before we get started. Don't forget, it's the So Fun month of sales, So Fun month of discounts, whatever we want to call it. So make sure you are checking out where discounts are and what discounts are so you can go save some money. But we have discounts at Classy Creations. We have discounts at the Quilting Connection with Zipper Leaders. We have discounts at OESD. We have discounts at EQ. And then starting on the 20th, what day is that? I just made a video so I can have it drop on the 20th. Starting on the 20th through the 26th, we have an extra discount at another place that I won't say out loud, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. But you're going to have an extra Usually, I always have a 15% off discount, but it's going up. I think like a 20% off. But I'm not going to tell you where. Hi, Pat. Lisa Martin graduates. Lisa, I can't wait for our whatever we do. I'm assuming dinner when I come to town. Yay! Oh, what design did you get from OESD? I love that. While I talk, I gotta log my phone in because I have this quilt loaded. So we're gonna dual screen this, but I'm gonna kind of start to finish this quilt. And by start, it's already loaded and everything. I just have to, I need to wind bobbins for it. So I have empty bobbins, new quilt. I'm going to change my needle. I'm going to use the cup clip because we're doing edge to edge. And then just kind of quilt. I was like, I got to go live. So we might as well do that. You are on my long arm, my Classy Creations long arm station. So I can bring you with me. God, this is nice. I haven't really been moving with it all that much. But it is nice I can set things there. I've got to pay attention to what I'm doing. Excuse me, I am very bad at that. Oh, Heather loved the snake design. The snake was very divisive. StreamYard would like to access your microphone and camera. Allow. But I don't want that. And I want to mute this. Is there an echo? There might have been an echo for a second, but I think I've got rid of the echo. Oh, hi. Wrong way with the camera. I'm like, wait, is that me? Oh, no, that's me. Oh, I know what's going on. Hold on. One moment, please. So stupid. I'm looking at myself through this camera because it shows you what other people see. But it looks almost like this camera because they're very close to each other. Oh, God, I'm so dumb. I got to find my little thing. So, just so you know, this is the quilt. No, I did the wrong thing. Camera, more. Nope. I'm acting like this is my first time. My first time ever doing this. More. Settings, camera, front camera, back camera, back triple camera, back camera. I don't know what the difference is. Let's save that. I'm gonna pop this over here and add. So this is the quilt we're quilting today. Oh my gosh, what was going on? So I'm pattern testing this for a friend. It is not available yet, but it will be. Cute baby quilt. It basically is 42 by something. I don't really know how long it is. I wasn't paying attention. But we're quilting it with unicorns. I feel like that's fitting. So that's what we're going to do. Just so I'm shaky. I'm shaky. You don't have to be shaky with me because I got to get all this set up. So yeah, super, super cute. But I'm going to be working off this is how I record. You're behind. It's like behind the scenes, man. I'm going to set everything up. I think I want to go this way on the Q-matic, and I figure I would just do it with you all. Now, I'm not telling you to go off and get a new machine. There's some of you that want a new machine, and this will help you decide if this might be the one you want. I actually just got another message yesterday of somebody who was a little bit disgruntled and said, I want a new machine. She's coming to check them out in a few days. I got to figure out how this is going to work best. Let me roll you around on my long arm cart. See, I can't see what that one sees. That's what I wanted to see. Ooh, 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 ooh. You would have thought I would be prepared. I actually came 15 minutes early going, oh, I got to go prepare. Yeah, so much for that. But here's the problem. I can't scroll down and see anything else. So now I'm looking through one camera to adjust the other camera. That'll work. Workish. Okay. So, well, I just did all of that. And I had to go wind bobbins. You'll just watch me through this. How about that? You're just going to watch through my long arm station. So some things with the Bernina. I'm going to use regular needles. I'm going to use, let's see, 8-foot ceilings in that room? No. Wait, probably. Let me see. Like Omni stand that moves on. Oh yes, I am on the Omni stand with the Lorestar swivel. Although the Lorestar hasn't been moved over yet. No echo. 8-foot ceilings. Yes. Hi, Carrie. Make a set of the side clamps. They look really neat. Oh my gosh, the side leaders are so nice. The So Tight side leaders. Magnets in them. Magnet, and then it clamps to the side of my quilt. And I can just pop it off and pop it there. And then, so they're just right here. And then when I'm using rulers, I have the ruler base on. It's not hitting those clamps. So, I love them. Remember, wait until Saturday. ASF10 at SoTights.com. Lisa, I hope you're using the discount code HBD2Adam to save some money. Yeah, so I'm going to use regular needles. Let's change the needle first. So I am using some of my favorites. I always get, I'm usually in the Superior Threads booth. So I'm using Superior Threads Top Stitch 9014s. I'm going to be stitching with Omni today. So, yeah, it makes it nice and easy. And I want to say it's nice because you can't put your needle in upside down. And I said that in the class, and somebody's like, well, I did. I don't know. I don't know how they did it. I do not know how they did it. Everybody, let's give a big shout out to Barb Tatera. She's the one who thought of the side clamps, the So Tight side clamps. There is a video on the Adam So Fun page, YouTube channel, that shows you how to make them. So if you are like, oh, what are you talking about? I want to see these. It shows you how to make them. And then they just clamp on. This part of the clamp, I never take this off. This is always clamped to this strip because I never use them on my quilt. And then I just move this back and forth. So, perfect. So first thing I did, I changed the needle. Done. Easy. Easy peasy. Now, I had the ruler foot on. I just popped it off. I'm going to be using my cup clip, which turns it into a bowl foot, essentially a glide foot. So I have this, I have this, I have this. Clip. Now that is on. Hi, Barb. And then foot goes here, and my foot has been changed. Yes, it's that fast. There's a lot of things I'm very much loving about this machine. Winding a bobbin, I'm going to do it right here. let's bring this machine towards me. So the Bernina bobbins are stamped with the Bernina on one side. So if you do have a Bernina, people, Bernina kisses the machine. Bernina always up against the machine, then you'll never do it backwards. I go up, up, around, and around. Don't accidentally cut your thread on the thread cutter. And we're gonna wind some, I just blanked at my favorite thread. It's bottom line, 623 silver, bottom line, baby. Why the bowl foot for ruler work versus the ruler foot? No, I'm using the 96 foot is a ruler foot, but it also uses the cup clip. I'm not gonna be doing more ruler stuff, but I wanted to switch between that and the cup foot. You could use the 72, which is the ruler foot, but the 72 can't hold the cup. And I want the cup clip, so I didn't want to take out two. And it's easy to pop back and forth. For those of you with Bernina machines or with whatever machine, when you're winding threads like this, something thinner, this is bottom line, don't go too fast. You'll stretch that thread out. Too much thread will get on their bobbin, and then your bobbin will be like metal, beautiful before you start, and then do this. And then you've blown out your bobbin, and you can't use it anymore. I never turn them up. The speed wise, I never turn the speed up. I also don't. Hi, Mickey. Oh my gosh, the three amigos. I never turn the speed up really. Ooh. And I never fill the bobbin all the way. So now I have a nice wound bobbin. When it goes in the bobbin case, regular bobbin case, everybody's used to it. But if you are on your Bernina, Bernina goes out so you can read it. Because ultimately, when you put it in your machine, Bernina's kissing the machine again. And then they also give you a toa gauge when you buy a Bernina long arm. You know me, I love it. Down, up, down. I missed the down. Down, up, down, and pull. And that looks about right. I still run this. Bernina tells you to run it at 220. I still run it at 180. I like a 180. I do adjust the top tension if needed, but there's that. Oh, I got to oil it. I did quilt quite a bit before. I got myself a new blow dryer. It is a closed circuit, so you can use your air. And then I'm going to do 1 drop of oil. And you just move the hand wheel. You see a little rail up there, and you just 1 drop. And then I always move the wheel a few times. Heather, did I hear you got one of these? Are you coming to class? Can we put a frame in your living room? Do you want to stay married? And it's a semi-automatic needle threader. So if you have a Bernina domestic machine, it has that same needle threader there. So I just threaded the needle that fast too. They've just thought of everything. You know, when I used to work for you know who, people would always say like, oh, the Bernina is just so easy. And I'm like, sure it is. So is this one. And then you start using it. And then I have to call Mickey and tell her, oh my gosh, I did this. Oh my gosh, I did that. Well, would he really kill you or just be upset? So everything here is done. I am going to take the ruler base off. I don't think I'm going to base the sides. Barb, don't listen. Go as I go down. I don't think I'm going to base the sides. I always do. I don't know why I'm not. I think just because I don't want the ruler base on. And I think I realized I just grabbed the wrong batting. No. There's a stack of batting over there. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so that's all done. I do forget to close the door. There's a door in the front of the bobbin area, and I always forget to close it. All right, now I should have measured the quilt. Barb, any idea how big this quilt is? Well, I guess I don't care about length. It's 42 and a half. Well, he threatened to go live in a trailer. Go live in. Okay, that's funny. Heather's husband threatened her and said he's going to go live in a trailer if she continues to collect. Just start giving it all away. That's what you should do. Okay, so I'm going to pop over my other screen, and then you're just going to see my floating head. That's not what I want. This is what I want. Well, that's not even very good. Okay, let me see if I can fix this angle from the other thing. I go there. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do that. But also I want my head not there. Is there a way to hide my head? One moment, please. Let me check this. Hide. Solo? Can you hear me? Oh, 42 by 54. Thanks, Barb. Can everybody hear me? Because my head disappeared. Okay, good. Yay. Thanks, Carrie. All right, let me do a few things. It's so bright in here, I don't think we need the lights. And the lights are just creating the glare. Okay, let's see. Somebody said, yes. There's a delay. Why can't you base with the ruler base on? You can base with the ruler base on or off, but I based using a ruler. So I need the ruler base and the ruler foot on to base because I use the ruler to base. I don't usually just like hand drive it. I might just hand drive it. But that's why I usually always have my ruler base on my machine. It's a personal preference. All right, so this is my Qmatic screen. You can tell these are the videos that I've been posting, the bees and the fish and the snake. And then these are the octopi, which I was stitching out today. They look so cute. I'll show you while this thing stitches. Because I had to make another video so I can put music. So on the Berninas, you have to have your safe space. That's this interior red square. That's where the machine can move. Obviously, I didn't make it my whole frame because that's the outside. But I'm going to go hit this icon here. And this is how big our quilt is. So that's saying my quilt size. So my quilt size is 42 and a half by 54. Thank you, Barb. But I'm going to make it bigger. So we're going to say it's 44 by 60 because I'm going to cut it anyway. Bam. And you can see that the big thick outline is representative of what our quilt is. So now I want to bring in my my new design, and I'm going to be using a design that is from OESD, and I'm going to come right here to this icon. You can't see my mouse, but it's this one. And that one is our design center and our design pool. So Design Center holds everything that I'm currently working on. These are all the designs, and then these are my tags if I want to quick search something. So I'm going to come and I'm going to hit this button down here, which is clear. That cleared out of the Design Center because I'm not going to use any of those. So I'll just get rid of them. And over here I have all of these different things that I can search. So I'm going to say match any tag. And I'm going to hit animals because I know that I tagged this unicorn as an animal. So this is the design we're going to use. But if I didn't know that, it's also, I don't think it's a tulip pink design. Well, I put it there as a tulip pink design, but I don't think it's actually a tulip pink design, but maybe it is. But it's also OESD, so I can say match all tags, and it'll only show me the things that are everything. So these are Tula Pink and OESD, and then if they're an animal too, I can hit animals. And so all of these are Tula Pink, OESD, and animals. I don't think those are Tula Pink either. Now I'm gonna have to go look. I know that one is. I think I mistagged some of these, but whatever. I want to use this one. I'm going to double click it. It comes over in my design center, and now it's here for me to use. So it makes it's nice. You can pick the ones you want. I'm going to double click that, and there's my unicorn. I'm going to use a mouse. So I'm using a mouse around this because you guys are looking at the camera. And I'm just going to drag and drop it up here. And then I'm going to hit my 1-to-1 to see the real size, this quilting. And that's about the size of my hand. How big is this? Resize. So this is currently 6 inches tall, a 7. I'm going to resize this. We might shrink it back down, but let's see. I want to use my keypad. I want to maintain aspect ratio, and let's make it 9 inches tall. I like that better. I just want to see, I'm going to confirm it. I want to see the gaps that are going to create between the 2 rows, because this doesn't, oh, this is from Pinkerville? Oh, you would know. Heather would know because she does love Tula. So let's go view our quilt. And now these are just repeats. So I can just click some repeats across. There's my row. Now my row's done. And then this one is multiply. So I can multiply down. And I'm going to add 1 and then nest them up. And then continue all the way down. Outside, of course, because we can crop it. But I don't think, because of how this is digitized, I can offset it, but let's try. Because it's going to end up, ooh, what if I offset it there? No, the horn is hitting, the head is hitting. Yeah, we're not going to be able to offset this one. Bummer. Heather, is there a design in here with clouds? One moment, please. I'm going to take all this off. The one thing, so while we're here, if you're shopping OESD designs, they are going to do these numbers, which drives me nuts. I like names. I want to be able to search. You do have a search bar up here, so I could search unicorn. Hold on, I don't want to spill my drink. And you got to spell it right. UNICON. Oh, I have to hit search. Unicorn. Why isn't my search working? Design tags. Uni. Oh, there it is. So you can search in your with your Bernina, with your Chromatic. Just so you know. Is there something with clouds? Because I could do a unicorn with some clouds. If I had my Art and Stitch activated, I could just create one really quick. Not cloudy enough. This would almost work. Cotton Pop. Where does it? Oh no, but the unicorn completes the cloud. Okay, we're not going to do that because the connection completes the cloud. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Because this is the start and stop right here. So you need that. All right, so we're gonna continue doing how we were doing. Multiply, add a row, nest it up, and add a lot more rows. Now confirm that and 1-to-1 it. I still don't like, I wish they were closer together. So let's go undo. Add 1, oops, add 1, multiply, dot. Zoom this one in. I like that better. It's gonna be much closer, but I do like this better. Now, I have 2 rows right now. So this is one of the things that we can do over here with Qmatic. Um, Qmatic sees this as 2 different pieces, so I can just multiply both of them and do them that way. That looks like the same spacing. One more. I gotta look. That's it. One more. Pop. So now I have everything set. I love your videos. I had a Bernina Classic with Qmatic for 3 years and used it a lot. I've learned several tips from your videos. Oh, thank you, Debbie. So now I have the design set. I'm going to zoom in. Now these don't touch. So when I'm advancing, if I'm not perfectly on, I'm going to cheat having my crosshairs a little bit lower because this is giving almost there, but not. So I'll show you what I mean when I advance this. So now I have this all set up. I'm going to trim it. So we're going to use trim, the scissors. I get my hair cut tomorrow. So when I click on trim, it's going to ask me, do I want to use the screen or the sew head? I'm going to hit sew head, and the sew head is going to tell me, move it. I almost spilt my drink. Let's see. I'm going to dual screen this for you really quick. So what I need to do, I'm going to take my sew head. I'm pointing at the sew head because I'm looking at the screen. I'm taking my needle over the top left corner. I'm going off a little bit and up a little bit, and I'm going to hit set. And now, when you see, I got the wrong thing, and hide this. Now you can see how all this turned black. Black things are what's about to get trimmed off, and I don't want that. I can hit invert, and now it's going to cut off all the heads, which is fine because I don't need them there. Actually, for this design, it wouldn't be bad. Whatever. We're going to cut off all the heads. I'm going to say preview. Great. And now I'm not going to move anything, and I'm going to hit trim one more time. Sew head. I want a vertical line, and I'm going back to my sew head because it hasn't moved. There's my vertical line. It wants to cut everything off that way, but I don't want to cut stuff off that way. I want to invert it. So it's cutting just a little bit off on the left. Perfect. And then now I'm going to do trim sew head one more time. And I'm going to bring the machine to the right side of my quilt. Making sure that I'm on. Crap! I just spilled exactly what I didn't want to do. Give me a minute. I do have paper towels here. Oh, I got all over the mouse. And some teal thread. It's just an energy drink. Life will be okay. Ow. Ow. We're A-okay. I don't even know how that got on the screen. Now we're back. So I have, let's see, I'm going to hit set. I'm going to do a vertical line on this side. I think I got out of there because I spilt. Adult sippy cups, definitely need one. Vertical, and I want to trim off the right, and if I hit preview, it'll show me that it cut all that off. Perfect. Let me drink this down some and move it somewhere else. Luckily, I have paper towels here. All right, so that is the initial steps, setting up an edge-to-edge in Schematic. Don't delete anything. Okay, good. Sorry, I was wiping off my keyboard. I didn't know what might happen. So now, I'm going to do a few things because we can stitch the right and left here. So I'm going to find everything that fits in that first row. So this is all, right now, it's essentially one big design. The Schematic sees as one big piece that happens to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 rows. We have these buttons over here, like a chain link and a disconnect. And we're going to disconnect them. In a minute, we're going to disconnect them. I forgot we have cleaner here. I just don't want things to get sticky. So I'm going to hit disconnect. And now every row is its own. So I could go through and do one at a time and pick the pieces that I want to stitch and everything. In this case, I'm just going to do, I like to do them row by row. So I'm going to pick row 2. Oh, they're still, that's right, because we made it as a set of 2. So I'm going to disconnect those and disconnect those. And I can drill down all the way back to my original single for one design. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So now I just have rows. I can disconnect a row and get the individual pieces. So we have a way to build it and then pull it back apart. I'm going to leave them connected. But I'm going to take this second row over here, swap start and end. And then now I'm going to pick my first row. I'm going to select connect. I have different options. I can group, attach, and link. I'm going to link it with row 2. And what I just did is I told Schematic to end this row, stitch down to row 2, and go back the other direction. So it's going to stitch both of those rows. When both of those are done, I can advance. And I still have all this space up here. This is just the very beginning, so my pins are right there and stuff. So I should always be able to do 2 rows at once. So zoom out. I like to zoom in on what I'm doing. And then I'm going to do one more thing. This sew options, this 1, 2, 3 over here. We can tell the Schematic what we want to stitch. So I'm just going to say I don't want to stitch anything. Everything turns gray. And then I want to select my first row. And so now Schematic's only going to look at those 2. And it's going to stitch it. So now, double screen it. Hello. I'm going to select start. And I'm going to say at start point. I'm going to kind of move it over there. I hate waiting for it. Start as start point. And then it's going to do the math and go there. I still need to put the bobbin in. I'm over here with the bobbin in my hand. You can see it moving here. Like it's starting in a weird spot. It's here. There's a button on the screen that lets me bring out my bobbin. So it takes a stitch to get the bobbin up. But I need my scissors that are here. And stitch. And there's a scroll bar here that I can make it go faster. All right, so now it's going to stitch. Yay. Let me show you some things while it stitches. What do you want camera 2 to look at? Do you want to watch it stitch? Okay, you guys, I'm using rainbow thread. Mickey, are you still here? I call it fairy frost. I don't know what the color is called. It's 9063 Omni V, but it's like a pastel-y rainbow. Camera 2 stitching, perfect, perfect. If I move my cart out of the way, I can also clean my floor. Camera 2 stitching. Let's come over here. I think I'm watching mirror image. Yes, while it's over here, I can clean my floor. So yeah, so I call this thread fairy frost. And it's like a pastel-y, it's not white. It's like I don't know what white it would be, but it's a whitish. Oh, can you see it? You can see it. But it has like pastel blue, purple, pink. It's super cute. Heather, I'm in love. I know I have a Swiffer. When we moved in, Ben got all the cleaning stuff right here. I don't know how it works. Oh. It doesn't even have a pad on it. In case you are wondering, a Swiffer does not work if it does not have the cleaning pad on it. I don't know what I'm doing. I use a mop. Oh. And I'm over here spraying, but I couldn't see the spray come out, so now the floor's wet. I'm a mess. If Mickey were still here, she'd say you're a mess. I'm Swiffering the bottom of my Omni long arm table. I don't think anything should be sticky because there's no sugar in it, right? Can you see how not loud it is? Thank you, Lisa, for pointing that out. I can have a conversation. It's so different. It's so different not having to wear my headphones to be able to hear things. And you're not in the room. I mean, I'm in the room. I say I'm in the room and I can hear you guys great, but I can't hear you because you're not talking. So this is my favorite part. So it's at the end, it's gonna stitch down and then start going back the other direction. So when I did the link, that's what we told it. So now it's doing row 2 backwards. And so far, I haven't had any issues with any of the designs I've used. Taco could never. But really, so some things I've noticed about this in my life as a long arm quilter, switching, right? I don't make rows as big. So I used to make big rows, like one pass, because then every time I needed advance, I didn't, like anytime I needed to advance my quilt, let me see, one row because I had less advances. And anytime a row ended, that's what I was trying to say. Anytime the row ended, I didn't have to worry about going back to the start and doing another one. So instead of, if I was going to trim thread, I might as well just advance the quilt. So I do one big pass. Here, I can make things smaller, which is why I did a 9-inch row instead of an 18-inch row, and have it stitched there and back and still do everything in my throat space without having to come back and trim anything. Let's see, I've only had one design that I had issues with going backwards. I haven't did straight lines yet, so I'm just going to be honest there. Hi, Dad. My dad just got on. So yeah, so this will go that way. And then when it's done, we advance. I'll show you how to advance. Also, because I kept taking those side clamps off, I forgot to put them back on. Luckily, everything's not too close up on each other that I can't. I wouldn't put it on while it's stitching, but I'll go back and put it on later. Can you still see that? No, you're looking at nothing. The camera is set to mirror image. So what you're seeing is not what I see through my camera, which is weird. I don't know. Let me show you some things I've done. So I started with, I wanted to stitch on puffy stuff. So these are some panels that Bernina had sent me so I could make samples. Oh no, it got wet. Nobody's gonna know, right? And so I wanted to do puffy batting. So this is Poly Puff, Quilter's Dream Poly Puff on a puffy batting. Can we see if I get the light to hit it right? It's puffy. And then I did this, and then I needed the machine back. So I'm gonna come back to this one, which is why it still has batting and everything. I'm gonna come back to this one, stitch the ditch, the fake ditch around all the flowers, and then do a background fill to make those flowers really pop. Julie, I hope it arrives soon too. Let's see. Apparently my drink is red or pink. I don't even know where that batting came from. So there goes that. So this is what I just took off the long arm today, which is like a full set of things. So I loaded a wide back. If you watch the channel, you know I don't like piecing backs. So I usually always have a wide back on. So I loaded the wide back and I stitched, I call this my glacier quilt. I think there's gonna be a pattern. This is what it looks like. You've seen it. If you're a fan of the channel, you've seen it. But it's this one. And I did stitch it with all straight lines. Can you see the stitching? I'm gonna have to get a good picture. I literally just took this off the long arm before I loaded the one that's on there. So this was circuit board from OESD. And then these are those little ones that I've been doing the videos of. So this has the fish. So that one has the fish. This one has the bees. And it's just me playing with the new machine and say, like, I know it can do this. Where are the buttons? How? This one you haven't seen yet. Look at those octopi. So that video will come out this week or something. Just to music. The video's to music. Here's our snakes with this awesome Charlie Harper print. The snakes are cute. Now I'm going to tell you this. The snakes and the octopus took forever to stitch. Oh my gosh, it took so long. There's a lot of detail in those. So just so you know, don't think it's a 2-hour quilt. Let's see. Let me see. I saw the series with the black and teal flannel quilt. How big were your seam allowances with the flannel? I used just regular 1/4 inch seam allowances. I cut everything with my AccuQuilt, so it was done with the AccuQuilt designs. Where are the designs from? They're all from OESD, and if you're shopping OESD up until April 30th, the code HBD2, number 2, Adam, will save you 20% off your purchase. The snakes are cool. I like their offset with flowers. There's really cool. But I've been using a lot of the OESD things. And hi, Mom. And they all stitch really well. I haven't had an issue with any of them. Not that I usually have issues with designs, but I mean, none of them, other than time, they just take some time because there's so much detail. There's, you know, the octopus has so many tiny circles. And really it was stitching and I go, I don't have time for this. I got to go live in an hour, and I had to drive home, take the dogs out, and get back here. So my studio is about 10 minutes away from the house. If I take the back roads. If I go the main road, it probably takes 20. So when it gets done, because it's about done, you're going to see the screen change because it's done. The main computer screen says sewing's complete. I can just hit OK. If there was a jump, if it was time to advance and there was a jump and I didn't, and I had more rows or whatever, it would tell me, it would let me pull up my thread, and then I would go in and do the next step. I almost put this right where I knocked it over once already. So I'm going to bring up my bobbin and trim, and I'm going to advance this to show you how easy it is. So Bernina is different. Foot goes up and down like a domestic machine. So I'm going to raise my foot up. That's going to give me slack in the thread. Put it back down and trim. Take my side clamps off and take that with me. You guys, these are so cute. When I'm not stitching white and white, because it's white and white, when we get into the rainbow, I will show you what those unicorns look like. They look so good. They look so good. So, I always move my machine to the center. I'm going to push it all the way back, especially because I have the cup clip on there. And I can see where the top of that row is. So I'm looking for, basically, I need to be at the top of the apex of the, is that right? The top of the waves. That's the base of this design. Where are the top of the waves? Right here. Perfect. Now we're unlatching and advancing. Latching and tightening. Now, one thing I really love is sometimes your batting gets all humble jumble messed up. I hope I don't hit my camera. There we go. This pops up. I can roll that quilt back up and smooth the batting out. One of the other things that this does, because I'm looking one way and talking the other. One of the other things this does, because it lifts up, it relaxes all those seams. So the seams where that are under the rainbow are now relaxed, and when I come back and drop it, they're going to lay nice and flat. And I'll latch that back. Not going too tight. Wrong button. So I have a laser light. And I put my foot down. So I'm right at the bottom of the unicorn's foot. So when I come over here and we advance, let's see. I'm right here at this unicorn foot. All right. So I'm going to zoom into that because I know that I'm right there at this intersection. So now I have this button here that's, sorry, I'm trying to, it's called realign safe space, safe area. The safe area is what moves. So now I can say snap to point and just tap that point because that's where my laser light is. I'm going to hit OK. And now when I zoom out, you'll see that the block has went down. That's how you advance with these. So now I'm going to pick that row needs to go opposite. I can see that it switched. I want to pick that row, connect. That was disconnect, undo. This row, connect, link to that row. Done. And I want to select that one to stitch. And now I'm ready to stitch that second row. I forgot to put my side clamps on. Now, really, I should make sure everything's still lined up after I put side clamps on. But who's going to see this quilt? The dogs. I also didn't base my sides down. I'm going to be lazy. I have the cup clip on. It's going to be okay. Now, I will tell you, when I get, let me get this stitching, and then we'll go to story time, because I have to tell you what had happened in class last week. It was a teachable moment. A scary one. Now it's off to the races again. So the screen has me bring up my bobbin. And stitch. And it does micro stitches. So when I was at class last week, wait, let's see. I love it. Do you prefer loading your quilt tops? I was taught to float, so I haven't tried loading it yet. I always load my quilt tops. It is a personal preference. We had this conversation in class last week. The shop that I went to floats. So nobody that they sold to really knew how to load a quilt not floating because it's what they're taught. So my theory is, if you are doing it and it works for you, continue to do it. There's nothing wrong with it. One of the followers, Shannon, who's been following me for a while, she's always had a Bernina, but she just posted a quilt today, and it was the straightest quilt I've ever seen. Oh my gosh. I can't. I was like, let me go look what her. I'm trying to remember what her Facebook is. So adorable quilt. So adorable. SEW. So, nope, I don't want to do that. So, yeah, so if you're on Facebook, yes, this is where she put it. So it's SEW Adorable Quilts. She's on Facebook and Instagram, but she just posted, it's all half square triangles, and it's so straight. The end of the quilt is so straight. She's a floater. So there's definitely, it's what you're comfortable with. I am more comfortable pinning that quilt to the leader. I like to hold it and stretch it and make sure it's tight and it's not going anywhere. Personal preference. It's just, I would rather do that than float them. So I'm not a big floater. But I think even when taught, where I previously taught, it was about 50-50 who floated and who didn't. So it doesn't matter as long as it's working. I'm very big on if it works for you, then that's how you should do it. Like the things you're not allowed to do, don't try to stitch without a ruler base. You're not that good. And use a ruler foot and use a long arm ruler, 1/4 inch. Don't go shy because it's a hopping foot. Speaking of, if you guys have Berninas and you're using one of the 72, 73, or 74, these are the adjustable feet. They're awesome. But they have this little disc here. That disc will make it shorter or taller. So like if I go counterclockwise, it goes tiny, and you can see right here there's no space. But if I twist it the other direction, it goes down pretty far. So if you're using this on your long arm, make sure you've twisted it all the way down. Turn it clockwise until it doesn't go anymore. If you're using a thick batting or something like I was with those other things, I had it, you could adjust it up a little bit if you need to, or anything that might be a little bit thicker, you can adjust it up. It was so quiet that I thought my thread broke. It didn't. Other questions? I just have to say I'm loving it. Now, like I said, all long arms are different. I've been using a different one for a real long time. I had some people who were followers who were like, why are you telling me to get a new machine? I'm not telling you to do nothing. If you have a machine, then you're already better than your neighbor who doesn't. Okay? We're all long arm quilters. We want to. I just looked at my belt and I got dizzy. Like, it's 3D. That's weird. I go cross-eyed. The Berninas have a belt system, how they move. But yeah, I'm not saying go out and get one. I'm showing you the differences in case you're one of those people who want to go out and get one. And like I said, I just had a message yesterday. I'm gonna bring you close so you can see the unicorn. That fish fabric is really cute. Whoever put that back like up there. All that fabric was from Cut Up and Sew in St. Augustine, Florida. If you haven't been there, check them out. Super cute shop. I would definitely shop there if I lived there. It was very bright and modern. Actually, all this fabric came from there. This is Juicy Juice. What's this line called? We're going to call it Hypnotic, but that is not the right one. Can you see it? I can't tell if you could see it or not. Hopefully that works. They do have 2 shops. I did not go to the Palm Coast one. I was only at the St. Augustine. And Josh is awesome. I'm glad you said that. I need to email him back. The rainbow, so the background fabric is Juicy Juice Fizz. I do know that. It's his new line. And I was trying to find, like, I really wanted to make this quilt out of Tilda. Like, I was trying to find something off the wall, and I couldn't find something that would work. And then Art Deco. I think it's called Art Deco. So all the bright colors are the Juicy Juice Art Deco, and then the background is Juicy Juice Fizz. Here comes my favorite part where it goes down the second row. Now, I only wound 1 bobbin because I'm like, oh, I'm probably not going to need 2. I'm definitely going to need 2. I don't know why I thought I wasn't. That's weird. Maybe because it's not big. Maybe I won't. because it's not a big quilt. Oh, I forgot to tell you what happened. Let me watch this part because it's the end. And I didn't base down my sides. I forgot to tell you the story of not basting down the sides. It's almost stitching down to go the backwards. Okay, it's back on. So we were in class the other day, and we did some free motion classes. We did some Q-matic classes, and so the Q-matic was stitching, and somebody had asked a question about advancing. They were having issues with it. So luckily, the shop I was at, which was Annie's Quilt Shop in Washington. I know it's in Washington, but I can't think of it. Shelton, not Sheldon. Shelton, Washington, outside Olympia. It's about 20 minutes from Olympia. But one moment, please. I was cleaning my table off. But so one of the classes was a little bit smaller, and somebody had a question, and I'm like, we have two Q-matic machines. We'll do class on one of them, and then before class is over, I'll just go. We'll set the other one up, and we'll do it. And so we had set it up to stitch an edge design because we were talking about advancing, and she was having some issues. And I had to stitch out the first row. The cup clip was not on it. The regular foot was on it. Yeah, because in the class. So the regular foot was on it because I had packed up my other feet. And we're talking and everything's fine, and we do advance and whatever. And I set the design to not stitch off the edges. I'm like, I don't need the cup clip because we're not going off the edges. It's going to be okay. Well, there was a ripple in the batting. And I've never seen this. This is the first time this has ever happened to me. But there was a ripple in the batting, and it was class. So it wasn't like I was all worried about things. And that ripple ended up creating a fold as the needle came over, and it stitched the fabric into the foot. And it was funny because, we're having a conversation. So there was 3 students, me, and the shop owner was in there too. And all of a sudden you could kind of hear something, but not. And she looks over, and like, I'm standing here and she's standing over there. And I see her look over and kind of take that step. And I just turned and started running, and ended up pausing it. And I told everyone, I'm like, and this is this is why everybody needs a cup clip. And you always need to put it on. But it was interesting because I'd never had that happen where it caught because of ripple in the batting. And it wasn't, it was a fold in the batting. There was a fold in there. And because it was class, we were just kind of rolling and somewhat laying it out. So I definitely could have done better. But I'm like, oh my gosh. And I was the teacher and I felt bad. But nothing broke. Nothing got messed up. Nobody bought that one. Somebody else will. But from what I've seen students do, that was nothing. Someone else hit a needle on the ruler and broke it. Any issues having bottom line in the bobbin with the heavier top threads? Not at all. Not at all. So right now it's a 40 weight on top, bottom line in the bobbin. I only ever use bottom line or so fine in my bobbin. I don't want to change bobbins. I don't want to wind bobbins. I actually don't mind winding bobbins, but I don't want to change bobbins. So, let's see. Randy says, Adam, when I was stitching on my Amara, I was using Fantastica with So Fine 50, and my thread broke every row. Should I not be using So Fine 50? I was using Pro Stitcher. So, without being there, I can't help as much as I would like. Probably, Randy, do you use TOA gauge or do you drop tests? That's my first question. But what is real life when you're using the machine? But oh yes, Chris says that's real life when you're using the machine. Things happen. And if you don't take off running, things happen badly. The night, like, even the person hitting the ruler, it exploded the needle. Even the batting blew the needle up. I was over doing a bunch of things. Randy, I'll get back to you. So one thing, if you do break a needle, search for all the pieces. Make sure you have all the pieces of said needle. So especially here, we can take the foot off, or we can take the plate off, we can take the foot off. We can really look in that bobbin area. So I went searching for it. We actually found a piece of the needle still in the fabric, like kind of hidden under the thread. This screwdriver to change the needle, it has a little metal tip. Now I feel like I'm lying. I have to make sure that I'm not lying. I can't remember if this is the screwdriver I had. Yes, I'm correct. The tip is metal, so I was using this to pick up the little pieces. So Randy, back to you. What I suspect is happening is you run a tighter bobbin, and if your bobbin's tight, your top has to tighten up, and then your top gets too tight and it breaks or it shreds. It's really hard to diagnose when you're not there. I love Fantastico and Magnifico. I think they stitch really nice. Maybe go up a size of needle. That might help. I'm trying to calculate in my head how many more passes I have. Going up that needle size might help. What size needle are you using? Do you know? You should be using an 18. You might want to try a 19 or 20. But I only used So Fine for a long time in my bobbin before I started using bottom line. I always tell new long armors, So Fine's easier to work with than bottom line, so it's a really nice one to use. I told Ben I was going to make dinner. I'm not making dinner. Well, I am going to make dinner, but I'm not going to. I was going to make spring rolls, like Thai spring rolls. No, Vietnamese spring rolls. But yeah, I'm going to quilt. I'm going to quilt instead. I love this. I don't know how I'm supposed to record this, like video. Oh, I can record it with my camera. Because I need to put it to music. If you do have a bigger one, Randy, try going up one. But I would also try loosening your bobbin. So loosen the bobbin like 3 minutes, because you know you're going ticks on a clock. So go like 3 ticks looser, and then loosen up the top and see what that is. I was at AQS and Mickey helped me pick some colors. The bottom line, however, it seemed like you never have the correct color. I always have the correct color. Superior might not. Bottom line only has 52 colors. They're not always right, but if you get the same tone, then it should be fine. And if your tension's good, it doesn't matter anyway, right? All right, I gotta trim in advance. Before I advance, since I'm here, I'm gonna check bobbin. Oh my gosh. Can you see that? Look how much bobbin is left in there. I might get to do this whole quilt. Because that was 4 rows, 3.5 rows, really. Uh-oh. So I'm doing that same thing. I'm going to where my spot is. Drop my foot. Advance up. Tighten my top. Make sure everything's fluffed. Relax my seams. This is where I would base my sides if I wanted to. I should, but I'm not. Line up my laser. I can see batting bar, top bar. That means we're getting close. Not really, because so much of the top is being seen with these. I'm going to disappear me. Oh, I disappeared the wrong person. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Solo. So now I can see my crosshair is right there. So when I zoom in, I'm like, what is that? So crosshairs, oh my gosh, you guys, we didn't even talk about the earthquake yesterday. So this is the spot, because there's my crosshairs. I need to go down 2. So I want to zoom in, and if I'm using center zoom, so I can just click on the spot and it should keep it centered. Get it really nice. Snap to point and bam, advanced. Now we're down. So now I want to select, this is the row we need. This is the next row, swap them and link them. I keep hitting the wrong button because link and unconnect are right next to each other. So that's my next space. Go. Now, really, I should check to make sure everything's lined up right. I'll tell you, Bernina Q machine has made me lazy. I don't test tension as much because it's an auto tensioner. Oh, I have to hit a start point. So I don't test tension as that much. This is so easy to advance up. I tend to not really pay attention to that either. It's like, ooh, there we go. I'll come back and read what people are writing. I forgot my side clamps. We'll put those on first. Now, again, if you forget side clamps, and this is something I do, I'm really bad at, especially when I'm talking to a camera. You should definitely put your side clamps on and then check everything, especially if you're quilting for other people. Because it will change how everything lays. All right, let's see. Randy said that. Will you put this to Puff the Magic Dragon? Oh, I could do that. Okay, Heather, remind me because I'll forget. Adam wanted to let you know that I can finally load my quilt on my own. I've had your burrito method video on repeat forever. I am also proud of you. Congratulations, snaps. I do love that you're watching my videos. Thank you. But honestly, I make the videos because I want to help. It's always fun when I meet people out because, like, I'm just normal. Well, I'm not normal, but like, I'm normal-ish. I just want to have a good time. I want you guys to love your long arm, regardless of what it is. I wonder what my neighbors think. Like the people, well, there's no one right here, but next door is a painter. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. Seriously, guys, these unicorns are so cute. Normal's just a setting on the dryer. Love it. By the way, Lisa, are you making bags? I saw your current project. And I'm like, is she making bags? Or are those blocks? You don't have to answer. What else is going on? Clamps are on. I keep tightening the clamps tighter because I don't like this for some reason. The right side of the frame, they're not as tight. Can you guys see the machine moving? Never mind, it started moving again. Um, the rhythmic sound of the machine reminds me of the ocean. Oh, a little bit. You know, I actually, when I was in college, I used to study to the embroidery machine going in the background. Gift bags. Okay. Um, I would study to the embroidery machine because I liked the sound. Oh, zipper bags with chocolate. You know where to get the best chocolate. Because yeah, I love the sound. I love the sound of the machine going, and I think part of it is because it's if the machine's going, it's working. Um, I just there's so many things. Like life is just freaking good right now. I don't know. I hope everybody is having a really good life. Even though we had an earthquake yesterday, that was. I'm gonna say for a second I was a little bit scared. I usually don't get scared, and I always joke about the first week we were back. It might have been week 2 that we were back in California. We had an earthquake, and I was standing on a step ladder, and I thought it was an earthquake, and I yelled, "Ben, are we having an earthquake?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Okay," and I didn't even get off the step ladder. Well, yesterday I'm in the sewing room and I was working, and I was at home, and I hear, um, you kind of hear and feel the window. I could hear the window, but I could also kind of feel, everything shaking. And we get really, really windy here. So I just thought it was wind, a really hard gust blowing up against the wall or up against that slider that's in the sewing room. And then the dog started barking, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is an earthquake. Oh my gosh, this is kind of a big earthquake. Like, you definitely know the difference of what a small one and a big one feel like. And so I run out to look at the dogs, and the whole house starts shaking again. And I picked the dogs up like that was going to do anything, not doing anything. And and then I get an alarm on my phone saying, like, get ready, there's an earthquake. I'm like, thank you. It's currently going on. Currently going on. Um, but I have some friends in San Diego, so I started texting the people that I knew in San Diego to make sure everybody was okay. It's I want to say it's not scary, but it's scary. Just the what if kind of thing. Because I was like, I could go outside. We have this huge 40-foot tree. I'd rather the house fall on me. It didn't fall. The house wasn't falling, but it was shaking enough that the wind chimes on the wall, like, so wind chime, flat piece of glass, too pretty to hang outside. So we leave in the wall as an art piece. They were chiming like this against the wall. That's how shaky the house was. And I mean, like, I think that's such a good explanation on like how crazy it was. But yeah, some friends had some things fall off the wall and stuff, but we were fine. What's next? We had the hurricane last year, 2 years ago, and now a big earthquake. What else? Haboobs, windstorms. We get windstorms all the time. And it's not a joke, but our joke is that if we were on the East Coast, the winds here, they would just say we were always in a hurricane because we get like 70-mile-an-hour winds, and it's just like, oh, that's a windy night. But if you're on a coast, then you're in a hurricane. No cracks in the walls or ceilings. No, never asked what's next. Oh God, never asked. Chris, are you at Coast? Are you in Coachella this week? Did you feel it? Could you feel it wherever you were? I hope you're not here because it's Coachella weekend. I don't even want to be here. Let's see. We're birthday month buddies. My son took off for a wonderful dinner. Was your birthday yesterday, Heather? I might have just messed things up. I didn't. I just clicked a bar, and I knew that I shouldn't have, but it was unclicked, and I could slowly see things sinking. Let's see. I'd rather have a hurricane than an earthquake. We have been having a lot. We know they're coming. Yes, you do know when earthquakes are or hurricanes are coming, but earthquakes tend to be small, so it's okay. Well, happy birthday, Heather. In the desert, I was in the car and got the alert thinking that Amber won. Oh gosh. It was, we usually, I honestly, we usually sleep through earthquakes because they're just enough to shake a little bit. Chris, I hope you're staying cool. It's supposed to cool down. I looked at the 10-day forecast. We're supposed to get to the high, like back down into the 70s later this week, which is fantastic because this room gets hot. Although the air conditioner works really well in here. My power bills, because I'm never like I'm here. Usually come in the morning when it starts to get hot. I go home, and I've been traveling and working so much that like the electricity here is like $25 a month. Because and even here the lights are off because there's so much window that I don't really need to turn the lights on. So I'm not looking forward to the summer. Luckily, I can piece at home, and we put solar in, so we get to run the air conditioner there and not have to pay for anything. Really, that's gonna be good. We're having stuff done this week. Oh, it's never fun to be home because you're having work done. Let's see. Never felt an earthquake. We get whopped with cyclones, though, which I think are the same as hurricanes. Yes, a cyclone and a hurricane, same thing. Just depends on where you are. Oh my God. Randy, enjoy your dinner. Heather, you should get a studio space. How close are you to the girls, Heather? Blackout curtain. So that's one of the things. Blackout curtains, because I have two big windows behind me and a window and a door here. So I'm gonna blackout curtains everything. I have my highlights from my machine. I think I'm gonna put the highlights over the long arm. Oh, you're 6 hours from them? Oh God. But I think I'm gonna put highlights here so you can see better. I keep seeing things to bring that light in here, but I also like need to get a few more tables, maybe a chair. I need to take some trash boxes out. It's just Ben hurt his back. Oh, you're outside of Orlando. Ben hurt his back cleaning up after Passover. So he's been out of commission. And his brother was here last weekend, and then Passover and hurt back. And then next week I'm going up to Portland. So if you're in Portland, you go to the Montevilla event, I'll see you there. And then the week after that, I'm at the Quality event, so I'll see you there if you're going to that. The week after that, I'm at the Boise Quilt Show, the Rusty Barn in Boise. Quilting, sewing. Quilt, Sew, and Craft Expo in Boise. So the next 3 weeks, I'm gonna be gone. Easier to visit as all flights come here, and they have all the perks. Ugh, Orlando. The Orlando airport is so bad. Let's see you next week. Oh, yay! I'll see you next week. That's fun. I'm so excited to go to Portland. I won't have a car, but hopefully somebody that I know will go to oh my gosh, what's the Yum Bowls? Cafe Yum, and buy me a jug of Yum sauce that I can then bring home with me. We miss that so much, and I tried to make it once and did not taste the same. I love Cafe Yum. I would Uber there every day. Is there one near the airport? Maps.google.com. You guys, if you're ever Cafe Yum PDX, is there one in the? There's one in the airport. Oh my God. Do you think they price gouge because they're in the airport? At least I can get the yum sauce to bring home with me. Let's see. If I got multiple jugs, I would drink it. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's every time I go up there, I'm like, oh, I got to get it. But it's been a long time since I've been back to Portland. I'm usually in Seattle, and Seattle doesn't have one, unfortunately. One, two. I think I have 3 more passes. What time did we actually start stitching? See, this is what I want to know. What time did I start stitching? I'm going to have to rewatch this back to see how long it took. That's one thing. I did sacrifice some speed, not going to lie, coming to the machine. But I think the speed that I sacrificed and it's caused me to slow down, and I feel like my free motion quilting is getting better. So I do love that. Heather, are you coming to the retreat? You're coming out to Pensacola when I'm there, right? I think we're doing retreat where I'm going to teach a bag class and a quilt. And then at the end of retreat, retreaters are going to go unless they want to stay. And then we're going to do long arm classes. I think I'm there for like a week. I will keep everyone posted when it gets finalized. Also, this quilt was designed in EQ. Just saying, there's an AS10 20% off discount this month. I think we're going to do the June Taylor project bags. They're easy, they're stitch and flip, and they're actually something that I've done on the long arm before. We're not going to do them on the long arm, but I wanted something that was fast and easy using vinyl. And it's a different way to put in a zipper. So people who are scared of putting in zippers, this is such an easy zipper install that who knows, the girls might be carrying it going forward. I can hear myself out of my other camera. Drives me nuts. Really, this little unicorn is so cute. This pattern is called Unicorn Pantograph. It is an OESD. So if you are shopping at OESD, HBD to Adam, get your 20% off. Go, everybody, buy a lot of OESD stuff so I can tell them I should get paid when people use my code. I don't currently, and it's okay because you save money, and ultimately that's what it's about. But those affiliate things are how I keep this channel going. They need to pay for this rental space. We're doing the advance. We're doing the advance. I'm going to move you backwards so I can do my relaxation. We're getting so close to the end. This is the end, my friend. This is the end, my friend. We'll sing and dance forever and a day. I'm putting the side clamps on. I'm not going to forget this time. Oh, there's the flowers. You haven't even seen the flowers yet. Surprise! Isn't this cute? This quilt is so cute. I told the maker that she should sell it as a pattern. And she said, well, I just don't want to deal with that. Which makes me laugh. If you knew who it was, you would understand. So when I talk her into doing it, I will let you know. God, it's so easy to advance the quilt. I'm not going to get over that. Swap and link. Done. So when I get her to say yes, I will let you know. You know, I wonder if there's a way, Heather, because I just read it's cute for a baby girl. I wonder if there's a way that we could change out, because I feel like a boy could have a rainbow, like a blue rainbow. She actually mocked one up, like a blue version and a pink version, but change out the flowers for something else to make it a boy quilt. Honestly, I just make people quilts and they get what they get. I don't care what baby they have. You know where I haven't been in far too long? Trish Taxo. I need to go by and see my friend. Sailboats. Ooh, I'm going to send that let me send that as a text. One moment, please. I just asked the followers what we might change, change at the bottom of the quilt to make it more boy. What about sailboats? I know you didn't even ask, but a thought. This is so funny. She's gonna be like, this is my pattern. Can you step off? Get off my pattern? I like that idea. I didn't check the bobbin again, but I'm pretty sure we're okay. Also, I need to make a hammock or something. Puppies, bears, and like a teddy bear, that would work. I need to make a hammock for under my frame. Heather, do you think Valerie will make a hammock for under the long arm? I just don't want to make it. Like, I know I can make it. I just don't want to make it. I want someone else to make it so I can buy it. I'm gonna message Stephanie. I see Stephanie. Do you think your mom will invent a hammock for under the frame to hold the batting? LOL. To put your batting in. I just asked Heather in the live if she thought your mom would do that. LOL. Fish. Oh, fish in the bottom? You can do that. You know what would have been really cute? And I have this design. Raindrops. She'd make a bar. No, I don't want to put a... The second person that is asked. Ha! I'm the second person. I don't want the roll of batting. I'm never loading a quilt and putting a roll of batting down there and opening that batting up off the bar to use. You're always taking that, not always. Most people are taking the batting out, cutting it off, opening it up and then throwing it in there. So this isn't for the rolls of batting. This is for the like, I'm like trying to turn you down. Down here. For this, to keep this off the floor. I have one on my old machine. Love it. Well, I did love it. Right now, it's just, it probably doesn't work anymore because there's so much stuff sitting in it. The answer was, you're literally the second person that's asked that in the last week and a half. I'm not a fan of the batting bar either. That's so funny. I'm laughing. Infinity. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. Does anyone have any questions? We're so close. And I'm like, oh, yay, it's going to be done. But I can't take it off because I'm going to finish a quilt tonight and come and quilt that tomorrow. I just have extra, like it's a wide back, right? So this is 54 inches. So I have another, what, 60? A wide back is 108. Oh, so I have another 54. I have another 54. But so thoughts. You tell me what you think. If you had a hammock before my long arm, I'm pretty sure one of the cats would make it as a bed. Yes, cats love a hammock. From what I hear, cats absolutely love a hammock. So I have this. Actually, this is what will get loaded up. It's the same color. So here's my thought. I am going to just regular batting, same batting that's on there. I'm going to load this up, and I want to edge half of it, and then free motion quilt the other half to show in classes what you can do with free motion when you how free motion can change a quilt. Yeah, good idea. Thoughts? Talk amongst yourselves. I think it's a good idea. Because so many people just can't take that step back to think about oh, if I did this, if I did that, this, what's that say? Why don't you attach your hammock from the old machine to your bring it up? Because I'd have to take everything off of it. Because I'm lazy. I probably will, honestly. But I did throw, there's so much crap in it that I don't think it has bungee anymore. I'd also need to figure out where the connectors would go. Yes. Just haven't had a chance to dive in them. Thank you. Now I'm texting. Oh, I'm getting to the end. I'm gonna go make sure this doesn't catch anything. The batting here on the Bernina frames, the hammock would have to work a little bit different too. Not work different, but just be a little bit different because of the way that the Q-matic has a piece that hangs down. So basically where my batting currently, the batting hammock hangs on a good day, would be rubbing up against where the Q-matic is. Because if you can see on this one, all the batting is hanging out front here. So I need something that is a little bit lower under this bar right here. I probably could make it work. But I can't attach it to where I would want to attach it to because it'd hold it too high, and that's not going to work. But like honestly, I was just telling Mickey earlier, I said I'm not going to shop this year anymore for fabric. I'm a liar. It's going to happen. But I could just get like 2 bungee cords and attach some fabric to it, because it doesn't need to be a whole like net. It just needs to be big enough to hold some batting. So if you did strips of fabric every 4 inches, it'd be enough to hold batting up. Like a 1-inch strip, even a 1-inch strip every 6 inches is going to be whole, because you're never loading a 6-inch strip of batting for the most part. Could you attach the side arms of the lower area of the legs? I can just see the right side. Could you attach the side arms of the lower? Lisa, that's not nice. Could you attach the side arms of the lower area of the legs? I can just see the right arm. So I don't think so, because of how they sit. So like you're looking here, and this sits so far back that there's nothing to hold it up front. Like it almost have to attach to this. But remember, this comes up and wraps around. So you can't really attach it to that either. So you'd almost have to attach it to the top with something that wraps all the way around and back under, so it doesn't interfere with this front bar. If you have the studio frame, it probably wouldn't be an issue, because it doesn't have this bar that goes up and down. But having that bar that's kind of one of the issues. I'd much rather have a bar. I mean, I'll throw a carpet down. Your favorite enabler. Thank you. I pride myself. You know, you can't take it with you. Oops, I gotta take these off. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll invent it and then I can sell it. I might come out with my own ruler. What do you guys think about that? Hello, my name is Heather, and it has been 0 days since my last fabric purchase. Okay, so let me tell you this. What had happened was I was just teaching at Annie's Quilt Shoppy in Sheldon, Washington. No D, Shelton. And their business model is they mark all of their fabric down. There's no sale rack. They don't need a sale rack because they go through fabric so fast. But everything's marked down. They were selling yards of Tula Pink for $11. $10.99. So when the bulk comes in, she straight marks it down 30%. So nothing in the shop, like I said, nothing goes on sale because everything's always on sale. Do they? I don't think they sell online. Let me find out. Oh, they do have a shop online. But they have classes and they do all these other things. They sell machines. So like they make all their money, really the brunt of the money in other ways. Yeah, I don't think they do. You can't order fabric online. You have to go in. And I didn't buy anything, and it was very hard. It was very hard not to. I just saw a comment. Glory says that she has to thank me because for the phrase, your brain knows how to do a circle. You're welcome. You're welcome that your brain knows it. Isn't it funny? It's so funny what we don't like, what we get in our head about. Also, your brain wants you to have fun. So they had all this fabric marked and I didn't buy a thing. Not that I didn't want to. But I'm like, I don't need it. Like, that's my new thing. I'm trying not to buy it unless it's a specific purpose. So I didn't have a specific purpose. I didn't have, that, and their other thing is you get it at that price, but you have to buy yards. You can't do a half yard. So if you need a half yard, you have to get a yard. If you need 1.5, you have to get 2. 1 1/4, you have to get 2. But I'm thinking, wait, if I'm paying $14 for a yard of fabric and I need 1.5, I'm going to spend $21, right? Around there, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah, 21 bucks. So if it's $12 a yard, I can get 2 yards for $22. So why aren't you getting the 2 yards? But the one thing that I have an idea with, because I am teaching in that retreat later this year, and I was like, oh, I'll get fabric for the retreat, but I only need 10-inch strips. I really only needed a layer cake, but I rarely get layer cakes anymore. I just cut my own. But it was such an interesting business model, and it totally works for them, and that's all that matters. So if you're ever in Seattle, take a trip out to Annie's. Lisa, have you ever been out to Annie's? She's fantastic. Fun things from the Giants that I can't get in a place today. When I had second person, I was always, what would Adam do? Oh my gosh, what would Adam do? Act a fool. I'm looking at the lower bar area. That was back in the thing. Ooh, surprises. Oh my gosh. Heather, did you know Becky was on here? That's funny. Annie is so much fun, by the way. Everybody at the shop was really fun, but Annie was super fun. Oh, I'm so close. I am going to check my bobbin. There's still a lot of bobbin there. Oh my gosh. This is not like that snake design. The snake just took so long just to jump. I wasn't paying attention. I did load these with my sew tights. So I have I took the backings out of the leaders I had at home on the old machine and stuck them into these, and now I can use the sew tights. I wasn't paying attention because I was looking at the sew tights. All right, that's good. Let's fluff. What's going on here? Oh, that's what's going on here. All right. Fluff and relaxed. Down. Mm-hmm. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's see. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. Done. You guys, we're so close. I need that one to be flipped and to connect, link, flip, done, and stitch. All of the sudden, second to the last row, I'm like, did I do that right? Great job, Adam. Oh my gosh. That snake was epic. Hey, Adam, just saw the 16-inch Go Cube. Wait a minute. Did they show it? I need to send a message. Hold on. One moment, please. AccuQuilt.com. Oh my gosh. Need it? Get notified. It says get notified. Oh. Now, does it only work with the Go Big? Let me get this started. It says get notified. Is it out? Can you buy it? Because I don't see. It says get notified. If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about AccuQuilt Go Cutter. They have their cubes. The cubes will make quilts. I actually used the 10-inch cube on the blue quilt that I showed 2 hours ago. Not bad for 2 hours to stitch this out. I've been chatting and it's been stitching, but I set it up, showed everybody all that stuff in the beginning. It's not bad. So the Go cubes will make certain designs. You can use AccuQuilts with Electric Quilt and their Go cube add-ons and stuff. So everything is great. So there's a 16. I knew the 16 was coming out. Insider knowledge. And an email came out. I can't look at my phone. A few things. If you're gonna shop at AccuQuilt, especially if you're getting the new Go Cube, I would love if you use my affiliate link. First thing, I wish I had a discount code for you. I do not, but I do. I would love if you use my link if you're gonna get it. Let me see. I'm gonna post it in the comments. I get a little something back if you use it. That funds the channel. So it should be in the comments, unless you're watching on Instagram. I'll put it in the comments too, but it's not like you can do anything with it because it's not like you can hit it. But if you are on Facebook, I do keep all my links at the top of my page. I can't wait for it. So I have this pattern that I originally set up, and it's the one that I'm going to work on tonight when Ben falls asleep on the couch. It is 4 blocks, all done with the cube. I think I edited one block a little bit from the EQ. I designed an EQ, and it is available on the site. Mine says sign me up to let me know. Let me see. New. Well, I don't need those strips. Oh my gosh. I need to send a text. But yeah, so I was thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, because the pattern is a 4x4. So it's 16 blocks. I had to do math in my head. Thank you for using my link. Especially when they have a sale. Always save money. But so right now the quilt is $48. but I was like, wait, this would be a really good baby quilt. It's not like this, like this is very baby style kind of thing. This is just a giant, more geographic quilt, but it looked to me it looks really cool. But I'm like, oh my gosh, if I had the 16 cube and made it, that is 6, 6, 12, 48 for me. So make it 60 by 60, which I think is a really good size for a baby quilt, right? 16 times 4 is 60, 10, 20, 30, 40, 6, 24, 64? Oh my gosh. 12 and 24. 10, 20, 32. Oh, 64 is even better. I do math. I was an accountant, although you know that. Can you tell EQ to use AccuQuilt shapes to design the block? No, because that's not how EQ works. But Heather, get the EQ add-ons. And then you have everything. What's 16 times 4? 10, 20, 32, 64. Because I don't want to make 8 times 8. I want to make 4 by 4. Heather, have you not seen the EQ add-ons? Because the Lori Miller add-ons, the EQ sells now, each set I think has 60 or 70 blocks or something. But they're all blocks that are made with the EQ stuff. But then she's also taken like, okay, well, usually you have a 4x4 grid, but let's add a kind of like a sashing strip and stuff. It's, I don't know. I love them. And I've made a few quilts with them. I would show you, but my phone is filming this. But yeah, I was like, if I could make a 4x4 quilt using that new cube, I would have loved it. I've not played with the EQ program. Oh, Heather, you need EQ. So when you're at work and everybody's asleep at night, you can just design quilts. I'm trying to come up with a way to make it really easy to go from EQ to AccuQuilt. Cutting instructions wise. I'll let you know when I have it. This thread is the best. Oh, you're only day shift. Worked it. Oh, I would say worked the. What section do you work in? I have to send a. Sorry, I had to send a message. Oh, Heather, you don't have time, but all you get to do is save lives. There's no time if you're in ICU to be designing quilts. We're at the end of the row. We're almost so close. Oh, just wait until I crop the final edge. It's like magic. Yeah, we're so, oh my gosh. I wish I knew what time we started. Did you say what thread you have on top? I am using Omni V 9063. Let me see what it's called. That's not it. And I want to look at, what am I looking at here? 9063, 9063. So really, if I'm being honest, so this is called Iceberg. It is beautiful. I can't show you what it looks like, but it looks beautiful. But there is a Fantastico color that's the same thing. I'm going to go to threads. So this is currently Omni V. There's a Fantastico. Because I can't believe I haven't finished a bobbin yet. Unheard of. Also, I have to be honest. I didn't check the bobbin tension. I towed my bobbin, but I didn't actually stitch off. So I'm glad the back looks good. It's like the last cut. What is that? Oh, it's called Pixie Dust 5170. So 5170 in Fantastico, that's the color I really wanted to use. I don't have it. Yeah, shocking. Shocking. Don't tell Ben I don't have it. He won't let me buy it. But that was what I was thinking of using. And I did scour around for it because I thought I probably do have it somewhere. I don't know. It's not where it's supposed to be if I do. But that's why it's pixie dust, but that's why I call it fairy frost. But it is a very light, variegated, like almost white, but it is green, blue, and purple. Okay, it's purple and blue. I just added the green color, but it is super, super pretty. Right, how would I not? I don't have a lot of Fantasticos for some reason. I don't have a ton of Magnificos. I don't usually use the tri-level polys. And the Fantasticos I have, I say I don't have a lot of Fantasticos. I have like 6 in here. I don't have my thread here yet. But like the colors I have tend to be like the brighter ones. I mean, get it, right? Me. So this is 5112. And the threads that are here are the threads that I've been using on quilts. So this is 5093. I love this yellow one. It's just very bright and fun and sunny. And then of course 5105. I have like 6 of these because I just kept buying them, not knowing I had them. Hugo's amazing tape. I have some green ones and some blue ones, but I just don't have a ton of the Fantasticos. I really need to get this space set up. So I want to take all the thread and fabric and cabinets and everything out of my closet at home and bring them here. Put up a bookshelf to put patterns and all of that stuff in, and really just move everything that's in my sewing room here, but leave me a cutting table, a sewing machine, sewing table. Like I'll leave my Classy Creations tables there just because I don't want to try to move them and get them upstairs. That will all stay there. The other long arm will stay there because I'm keeping it for now. Although I don't know why, because I am always using this one. Bring my fabric over. Some of the thread, I won't bring all the thread because there is a lot, and I just, like, you need floor space for it. And a lot of that is stored in the other frame. So, like, I have the secret drawers on there, and they keep the thread not dusty with all the dust in the Coachella Valley. So it just makes sense for me to keep that there for now. I do need to sell a long arm though. So if anybody wants an Infinity long arm, I have one. It's going to be a good deal. I just need to open. It's going to have a brand new frame with it. It's going to be Taco 1. I'm going to sell Taco 1. Which is very hard for me. There is sentimental things there. I use mostly Omni, not too many tri-level polys. Do you leave the AC on all the time? Concern for the thread when you're gone in the summer. I do not leave the AC on. Well, this is my first time having the studio. So I don't know. I'll talk to Ben about it. I mean, the building's insulated and everything, so I don't know how hot this room is going to get. Hopefully not. I mean, it's not like I'm Chris, because you know the area. I'm in one of the buildings off of El Paseo, in the second floor. I'll have when it's nice and clean. I'll have to have you over. We'll have a sewing day. Like, I'm thinking at some point I might do like it's 900 square feet, 800 square feet, 600 square feet. I don't know, but like I could probably do a class in here. Yeah, maybe. I could fit a few people in here. Let's see. You only use Omni. I also use mostly Omni. I do have some Omni here because I brought it over. I used Omni on the teal one, the teal quilt. I bet you. I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to lose Bob and Chicken. I already have a feeling I'm going to lose Bob and Chicken. Hi, Becky. Hi, Pam. Yeah, I have that feeling. I have a row and like a quarter left. And something's going on with the internet all of a sudden. Are you guys seeing everything okay? Okay, I'm going to advance this last one, and then we get to do all the like fun stuff. And that fun stuff is stitching, trimming the end and being done. Don't throw your threads on the floor. So a few things I'm going to do. So I'm going to advance this. And then, let's see. Let's do that first. I still have plenty of backing. Again, wide back. So I advance it up. I'm not worrying about what's going on to advance my safe area yet. I need to base this and stitch and base down my bottom row. So I'm going to leave that there. We're going to lock this up. I'm pulling the top taut, but not tight. Now I can run some basting stitches. I need scissors. Now, this is one of my favorite things about using the magnets. In case you were like, ooh, I want to get magnets. And remember, you should wait until the 20th. I don't know why I'm rolling you. So I'm going to move this and I'll make it, I'm going to disappear for a second. And then we'll come back. I hope you're not looking at my butt. All right, so I have the magnets loaded. And one of my favorite things about using them here, oh my gosh, there we go, is everything's nice and flat. So I ran that basting stitch right there. I'm going to pop my cup clip off. And pop my ruler foot back on. Now I could put the 72 foot on if I wanted to. If Heather, if you're listening, I could put the 72 foot back on, but I just popped the cup clip off. And now I'm going to base this. Oh, I want to pop my ruler base back on too. Very important. Because I use a ruler for this. And I'm not going to skip on that. I find that if I don't use a ruler, I can't really base things straight. I can base them right to being crooked. All right. Now things are ready. And I can just take these magnets off. Roll up my top bar so I'm not stitching on it. And everything's just nice and flat. And to me, this helps keep me nice and straight. There we are. I was like, what did I go over there for? So I'm basing at every ½ inch. I want this there. Get my needle down. I'm not going to tie off because it's basting. And this is where things get a little dicey because I have my gears engaged, or not my gears, but my belts on. So I have to be careful how I move the machine because it is a little bit harder to move. It helps me keep a straight line, but that's assuming that everything was stitched straight. So I use the ruler to come down. So that was the basting the bottom down. So now, my favorite tool, Clover Curved Awl. And when I just caught the quilt top, it's not going to rip anything because it has a blunt tip. Love this thing. And I usually go about halfway, and then I come in from the other side. And this is every ½ inch basting stitch. I do an inch sometimes. It just depends on what I'm feeling. Honestly, it depends on what the screen was on and if I was doing something else. And it is my favorite day of the year when I finish basting. Don't break now. Hold on. Well, I just got a knot at the end, but I had one bobbin and one top. Like everything came out in one long piece. I love that. That is a good thread when everything comes out as one piece. And so now this is basted. Now, I am going to come back, pop my cup clip back on, and we can do the final rows. Put my side clamps on. Everything's nice and taut. But like by using the sew tights, I don't have that little lip down here. It keeps everything just nice and flat. I need to come over and take the ruler base off. Let's see. No, I'm going to leave the ruler base on. I have plenty of space. I have to advance. So we're going to do just like we've been doing. And I do drop my foot to find that spot to get that perfect placement. We'll do side by side. Hi again. Let me see. Zoom in 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Essentially, it really wouldn't matter. Snap to point, zoom out. And so here's where things are going to get a little bit dicey. So I need to stop right here. I don't need to sew on everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here and just come down off of my quilt a little bit. This is like 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to drive all the way across to make sure that I'm always off the edge of my quilt. This is probably one of the straightest quilts I've ever done. I'm going to come down a little bit more. There we go. And so I've checked to make sure that that I'm just off the bottom of my quilt a little bit. So now when I come up here to my screen, I'm going to disappear me again. And see if I can. Oh my gosh. This mirror image thing is driving me nuts. So now I'm going to say trim. So I'm going to select it. Let's see. I need to pick that one. We're going to pick that one. I'm going to redo that one. And so I need to get 1, 2, and just the heads of the third row. So I have this one stitching left to right. Let's link it to stitch right to left. And then we're going to link it to stitch left and right. I think that's going to work. We're going to check that off. I'll make sure I'm stitching off my quilt. So now I want to trim, sew head, horizontal. I'm going to hit set on my sew head. And everything under here, we want to trim off. Preview, perfect. Yes. And I'm going to do trim, sew head, vertical, set. And there's just a little bit to the right that we want to trim off. Perfect. It did something weird over here. See that line? I don't like that. Let's see, undo, undo. Trim, sew head. Because I don't have to trim the left if I don't want to. Oh, that line is because we linked them. No, that should be right. Let's see. Let's try this again. So you always have to pay attention to what's going on. So that's going to delete that. So that's where the line, where it made the line. Oh, because it's moving the start point. Interesting. So undo, undo. So I'm going to do this and link to the second one. Enter. And because it was trimming this off, so the start point was getting cut and it's moving over here. So instead of, I'm going to connect these as a group. And now when I trim it, and these are things that these are like the little extras you learn. As I trim this down, it's going to trim, but there's not a stitch line here. It's a jump. So when I say preview, you're not going to see that jump there. Or it's not going to see the stitch line that goes across there because I don't want a line across my quilt. So that was taking that line off. And then I can trim, sew head, vertical, set. So you always have to pay attention to what's going on. And so if I come down here and I zoom in, what I'm talking about is when these were linked and I trimmed it, it wants to stitch from here to here because that's the end of the start. And it doesn't go around, it goes in a straight line. It links them with a straight line. So that's what I alleviated by my little workaround by not having a stitch. So there's going to be a jump here. So at this point, it's going to tell me to stop, bring up my trim or bring up my bobbin. I'll bring up my bobbin and go. Looks good. Stitch. Start point. Oh my gosh, we're almost done. And we're back. And I'm going to come read comments in a second. Let me get this thing. Let it get started. I've thoroughly enjoyed you spending your time with me as I quilt. There's a little slit in the cup clip. I'm moving it to the back. I don't want it to happen to get caught up in something because it was just looking like it was, the thread had just went in there and I'm like, one less thing to worry about. It's going on. Something happened weird. Let's do that again. Did I not put the bobbin back? That was weird. If you ever feel something weird, just start over. I see that happen a lot. People hear something weird and just keep going. If you hear something weird, stop. All right, let's see. Now in the house, leave my studio set at 80. My stuff is much heavier. Oh, I could do 80. You are floating heads backwards on the body. That's weird. You like using magnets. I love that. How far from the edge of the fabric do you baste? 1/8 of an inch. I try to keep an 1/8 of an inch. Do you check your bobbin? No. I just went for it. You know what's funny? So the low bobbin indicator came on. I don't know when, but it's set to 100. I don't think I changed it. And I'm using bottom line, and I know in the book it says it should be 196. So I should have enough. We'll see. And if I lose chicken, I lose chicken. Oh, my nose. I'm like, do I need all those unicorn heads? But I do. They're so cute. Here, let me show you. In case you couldn't see what the unicorns look like. Well, that doesn't fix you. Aren't they cute? We're almost done with a quilt. We're almost done. I guess I'm still making dinner, dang it. Now, I've only made... It just looked weird. I've only made, what's it called? I've only tried to make Vietnamese spring rolls once. It didn't turn out. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. I wish I had more energy drink. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to keep you entertained for another 20-ish minutes. Do you think a pass? I didn't even, because we've been live, I haven't even paid attention to how long a pass takes. I usually record the first pass, even though the first pass isn't going to tell me anything because I trim, and I always trim off the sides. But I usually record the first pass to see how long it's going to take. But this wasn't a pass because it's a pass there and back. So probably 20-ish minutes. That's probably about right. And then I had 6 of them to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 24, 61. An hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, that's about right. I bet you it's probably about 18 minutes. I just don't know. It's so fast to advance these things, you know? My favorite thing is this is going to get done, and this is going to go right here. And now I have that wide back that I loaded once, and I'll be able to stitch 2 different quilts on it. How big is this? One moment, please. Oh, yeah, it's only 35 inches. Maybe I'll go live and stitch it tomorrow. Probably won't. I'll probably just stitch it. It's so much faster if I just stitch things. I am like in the last hour of my book, and you know that a book is always the best in the last hour. Now, it's for those of you, I like fantasy sci-fi book things. And I don't even know where this would be categorized, but it's called what is it? What am I listening to? Zodiac Academy. But there are some like smutty parts to it. And I was listening to it yesterday, and I hear Ben yell from the other room. He's like, "What are you listening to?" Oh my gosh, it really made me laugh. And hey, what do you say? Sometimes you just want to take a trip to Hawaii and just listen or read a romance book. Although there's a lot of fighting in it too. I actually like the action parts much better, which is what's happening now, but I keep having to pause it in the middle of the action part. So I think I'm just going to go a chapter back and restart. But I can listen to it while I make my quilt tonight. Also, I am digging the optical stitch regulators. I don't know if you knew that the Bernina uses the BSR stitch regulators instead of having the encoders like everybody else. And I was unsure. But then I thought, well, everybody else paid for the technology from Bernina to use it. Because basically, if there's an optical stitch regulator on anything, the technology is from Bernina. And so there has to be something there, right? It has been fantastic. It really has just been out of this world. Out of this world. Out of this world. Fantastic. Also, Ben, I love him. He's such a good guy, you guys. He puts up with me. Imagine. I don't know if you ever heard this story, but when Mickey and Barb came to visit like 2 years ago, the first time, I think it was the first time they've ever met Ben. I was doing something dumb at one part. I mean, hello, it's me. And old rumors as well as oh, Chris, I'll come back to that. But so I was doing something, and Ben just kept on being Ben, and Barb goes, I can't remember if it was Barb or Mickey, but one of them goes, I don't understand how you can just zone him out like that. He's very good at it. It's what makes us work. Now I am stitching this at 10 stitches an inch, and I was worried about that. I thought I would go down to 12, but I usually stitch at 10. The size of these unicorns, 10 is plenty. Because they're about the size of my palm, so each unicorn's about yay big. Old rumor was it was new that there was an issue with red fabric. I don't know, but you're not the first person who said that. I think so. A lot of people think that they're lasers, and they're not. They're optical cameras. And it does shoot red light, so it can take black and white photos. So my thought is, if it's making things red to take a black and white photo, if it's red fabric, the light, like it should already be able to take a black and white photo. I don't know. I haven't noticed it. But it's not like you would have to have the red fabric on back. So maybe it's something I'll play with. But like I've heard it from 2 people, 3 people now, but I haven't seen it. But I don't use red fabric a lot. So you definitely aren't the first person to say it. But my whole thing is, like, they've been doing it for so long. I feel like that's something that they would fix. I made a comment about something in class the other day, and one of the students goes, well, you are talking about Bernina, about something being really good, just working really nice. And they're like, you are talking Bernina, right? because like that's what they're known for, everything working. I'm so close. I always find that like the last row is the hardest because you just want to be done. And we're so close. This is like, ooh, go fast. Should I turn it up? I'm not going to turn it up. I could. I turned it up on click. But then it's like, well, everything has been, we haven't had any issues. Zero issues with anything. And now I turned it up and it's probably going to break a thread or something. Oh, definitely. If it was an issue way back when, they would have fixed it. Check your bobbin. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to stitch that last row. The bottom of this, like the wave of this row, hits right at the bottom of my quilt. So I wouldn't even get the eye of that unicorn. I'm going to leave it open. It's like a 2x2. It's like a 1x1 square that's not going to stitch. So, L'chaim. We're going to be done. And I can't even, well, I guess I can roll it. What we're going to do is that we're going to roll it out to look at the quilt. Be beautiful and cute. But I'm not taking it off the frame because, like I said, I'm going to quilt something tomorrow. I have to drive out to Calamasa tomorrow, which is about an hour away, and pick up. I took some machines for service that had been a little too long here. So I've got to go pick my machines up because I have my 880 and my 590 there. And then I will be able to do this. Actually, I might come in here and quilt at like 7 and then go pick those up and then come back, walk the dogs, and come back here and finish. I just don't know what kind of edge to edge. If you were doing an edge to edge on this, what would you do? I'm only going to do it this first half because I want to see like edge to edge versus custom. Speaking of, I need a picture of it. I can't. Oh, you guys, I have to turn off the other thing. I need a video so I can put it on social media. Goodbye, other camera. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted. Something Jacobin, like Jacobin Magatu. There, you can watch it this way. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Let's see. Something that showcases machine versus man. Oh my gosh, we're done. Oh, and I just undid my camera, so I can't even do what I wanted to do. Done, 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 done. That fast, and we're done. Oh my gosh, there's so much time. So it is currently April 15th at 3:36 Pacific. When will this get bound? That's the question. Oh, I need a picture of this. Now I know what I'm doing tonight. Designing a quilt. Way to stitch it. Ah. I have to make a quilt plan. Oh, I won Bob and Chicken. How close are we? If I did those last little heads, I'd still have enough. Look. Oh, that's the plenty. I think the OESD burners would be a good show the difference. Burners might work. I was thinking something with hearts. Because there's hearts in the panel. OESD has an Amanda Murphy set that has hearts. GART. The wind is blowing. It keeps blowing the door open a little bit. Oh, my phone is so hot. Oh, there's actually one called I Heart Quilting 2. That might be a good one. Because it's kind of concentric hearts that have straight lines. Something with a little more geometric flair. I also have 1,000,002 designs that I could always search. No. Oh, you know what? Maybe just hearts. That's like an edge to edge. I might do that actually, because that other one was more of a bordery thing. Because I do want it to be like an edge to edge versus custom. I don't know. I'm gonna have to search my inventory. Okay, quilt is done. Let me see if I can bring you over here. I know that's gonna come unplugged. Oh. Rolling. I always think, like, as I'm rolling around, what the people under me are thinking. Because I am on a second floor. Or is the machines running? You need to be higher than this. It's going to go any higher. Oh, I'm like, what's that sound? But that's as high as you can go. Well, that's no fun. What if I bring you closer? That's as good as we're gonna get. Ugh. But I'll unroll it. I'll roll it. Oh, I can't because the batting's connected. I can. We're gonna try this. Oh, I have an idea. I just came up with an idea. It's gonna work. Just so we can see it done. Back bar. Belly bar. What if I just do this? Pull it out. I know I'm standing in front of it. It's okay. But then I undo this bar. In my head, this is working fantastic. Oh, it is working. Well, kind of. It's not, I don't have enough room, but we're going to bring you down, down. It's like a dance. We could have danced all night. We could have danced all night and still have begged for more. We could have spread our wings and done 1,000 things we'd never done before. Stop. I don't know why I rolled over there. You know what? This is what you get with me. There's the quilt. Oh my gosh, stop. I'm stuck. Let me move that. Let me come here. There it is. It's cute. Now you stay there. And I'm going to roll it back up. Can you see the cute? It's all about lighting. I need to throw it on the floor. All right. Now we'll roll it back up and you'll get to see it. And then that's all the extra backing that I folded down. Oh, it's stuck on batting. Yay! That's what we did today. You all were amazing. Blah, 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 blah. Hearts and hearts and straight lines. One of my favorite movies. Go up. Yeah, so this, I think at some point, this will be a pattern. And then I'll let you know who did it. But I told her, I'm like, I'm not going to say anything until you're ready. I think she should be ready. I think it's cute. Now I have to figure out what I made here. And what I made here is a mess. Oh, it's because of the batting. The batting got rolled up. Yeah, I put those the backings to my to the sew tights in here. They're heavy. And we're back. All right. How long? 2 hours and 45 minutes. But then I talked a lot. What else is new? Okay. Thank you for quilting a quilt with me. That was kind of fun. I'm not ever going to do a big one. Take too long. So I'm going to say adios, adieu, toodaloo. But don't forget, it is the So Fun month of discounts. If you are shopping OESD, we've been talking about a bunch of their patterns. Embroidery side and long arm side, you save 20% off your entire purchase with code HBD, like happy birthday, HBD number 2, Adam, for my birthday month. If you are over at EQ or Classy Creations or Quilting Connection, they do the zipper leaders. It, ASF 10 works on those places, so it's just the normal ASF 10 code, and that will get you 10 to 20% off depending on where you're at. And then in a few days, big announcement for another deal that's going to be the 20th through the 26th. So hold tight for that one. Like I said, I loaded this frame with the So Tight magnets. Love it. So hold tight if you've been waiting for those, because that will be a nice 20% discount. Those don't happen that often. So everybody, thank you for hanging out and chatting with me. Quilting is much more fun when you're with other people, and I'm in a room. So this has been nice. You know how to get a hold of me if you have any questions. If you know anybody who has a Bernina, send them over to my ASF 10 channel or Adam So Fun YouTube channel, because the new Bernina videos are coming out. And I just did a stitching start to finish, kind of like this, except for we actually did the whole quilt together. That was like loading, kind of where the channel started with the HQ, but with the Bernina. So the way that I like to do it, which is not the only way, it's just the way I like to do it. So until next week, I will sign off. At the end of the day, it's just quilting. Get out there and go have fun. And we'll see you in the next one. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.